Hello there, and this is VSurge Gaming here with a Minecraft video, and this video is going to be building tips. And these tips I have gathered myself because I have learned a lot while building the city, and I want to share some of my ideas with you guys. So, why don't we get started? First tip is when I made the city, what I did is I made it so there was one layer of grass, and then you could dig down, and then there would be your road material. It saves you so much time, trust me, because all you need to do is basically dig out the roads and then just like put the dashed lines and the crosswalks and all. It's probably one of my biggest pointers because it just saves so much time. I mean, I couldn't imagine how much time I would waste if I did not do this to this world. And that's another thing. If you're building a city, always have roads, because a city without roads, in my opinion, kind of looks crappy. So, pointer number 2 is a thing that I came up with, which is you could see over here that there are layers for each ceiling. And this one, I mean, you don't have to do 3, but you should at least do 2, because I'll give you a good example here. See how there's lights on the ceiling, and then when you go up there's no lights on the floor? If you have one layer and you plan to put lights in the ceiling, this is what it's going to turn out like. I'll do a quick example. Just hold on. Here you are. Okay. Now see how it looks normal from here, but it doesn't look normal up here. It looks like crap, so you shouldn't really do that. You should always have 2 layers if you're going to have like skyscrapers or any building that has like 2 stories to it. I mean, it might take a little bit of extra time, but it's worth it. Another point that I have is, if you want to build quick, always use the swiftness potion. It's almost like an energy drink in Minecraft. It makes you work so much faster. It speeds up your gameplay, and if I didn't have the potion of swiftness, I probably a quarter of the city would not be here. Another point that I have, which I made this mistake millions of times, is don't do this. Do not like frame your buildings and then just put lighting like that. I mean, I made that mistake and I think it looks like crap in my opinion. I will fix it eventually in all my buildings, but I'm not going to do it at the moment because it just takes too much time. Another point that I can give is always try to build along the roads. Like, please don't like do this if there's like an intersection over here, because I was planning to have another road built this way, but then someone built a house over here and that kind of stopped that completely. And I can give other examples that I made. Like there's only one that I've screwed up on, which was over here, because I thought it was fine, but then I decided to add this, and then this happened, which it kind of looks crappy, but I can't really fix it because I will never destroy this building because I really like it. And then the third example of that is over here, and this was built by one of my Xbox friends, and he decided to build what he called like it was like a, I guess a chain on, no, it was like one of those things on his necklace or whatever, and he tried to remake it, and just look what I had to do to my road. I had to curve it, and it looks like shit now, because I'm not good at doing that to roads. Another point that I give is if you do watch tutorials, trying to make it realistic size, because look at the size of this White Castle. This is supposed to be a drive-through window, and it's like almost 3 times the size of my character. I mean, it's way too big, way too big. If you do like make buildings, try to make them in a real life size. I made that mistake a lot. I'm not gonna lie about that. I made so many mistakes on this city. I mean, I regret a lot of it, but I learn a lot, so I guess it's worth it. Another pointer. If you do build a city and you want to make it look good, be careful who you let on your city, because if you let like, I'm not like saying this to be mean, but if you want your city to look good, try to have more experienced builders on your city. And I guess like go on one of their worlds first and like check how good their building skills are, because I've let a lot of people on this world that built buildings that in my opinion aren't that great, and it kind of makes the city look pretty bad. So I mean, even I made some of these buildings, and you gotta be careful who you let on your city in general, because I mean, there's griefers, there's trolls, there's all of that, and you don't want that around. Let me think. Another pointer that I have is try to put parking lots and like by your businesses and stuff. It just adds in extra detail. I don't know why, but it just makes the city look better. And I also always love to like add signs and stuff like this and this, because I think it gives a good amount of detail. Another pointer that I have is with street lights. What I do is I have different styles of doing them, but this is like one example. I put the lamp here, and then I put a daylight sensor, but you can actually invert it by pressing LT or well, that I don't play PlayStation, so I don't know the controls on there, but if you press LT, it'll convert, and then now it's on daylight sensor. But if you switch on the moonlight sensor, it automatically turns on at night, and it really makes the city look good. Let me think. Another pointer that I have is with skyscrapers. And I made this mistake a lot of times, but you really should not do skyscrapers like this. I mean, I did this kind of building while I was really lazy, and I'm not gonna lie, I get very lazy at times. I mean, there's times where I want to build everything, and then there's times where I just can't build anything. And I'm at that point right now where I can't build anything, but that'll probably change in the future at some point. Another tip that I'm gonna give you is when you build a skyline, try to keep all the skyscrapers like next to each other. Like, don't have them spread out all over the place. Like, if you like, you know how like it's all like put together over here, and it looks nice and all, but then there's this skyscraper that's like right here, and it's in the middle of what I call a residential zone, and it doesn't look that great in my opinion. And that's another tip. You always should have like zones. You should have residential zones, financial zones, and you know, stuff like that. Let me think of another tip. If you want to build like a really nice house, try to add like detail to it. Like for over here, like this is has some detail, which it makes the house look just a little bit better. And then like little details like this wall and this garage and the it's like this is the way I kind of do my fencing, because I don't like to use fences that much, but it kind of like gives off a really nice look. And I'll give you an example of a house that doesn't have much detail in it, which is something like this. I mean, you shouldn't build your houses like this because it looks very, very bland. I mean, try to add windows and maybe like a little bit of a styled roof, and just put some detail into it, because I mean, it makes your house look a lot better. I mean, I guess I could say, and this house was not built by me, but the house, in my opinion, with the best detail is over here. This house is excellent. I absolutely love this house. This, I think, is a really good build over here. I mean, it wasn't even built by me. I could, actually, who it was built by was Miss 646, so shout out to her for building an excellent house. As a matter of fact, this is the second house that was built in the city, next to the first one over here. But let me think. Another tip that I have is one thing that I regret doing with the high school over here is making a glass roof, because I was too lazy to do two huge layers of ceiling on the roof of the high school, and I just let the sunlight light up the place, and in my opinion, this does not look that well. I mean, there is exceptions, like over here, I do like the way this roof was done, because it had like a little bit of style to it, but that one roof that I showed you before at the high school, it doesn't, in my opinion, and I built that roof, and it looks like crap to me. Okay, I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess the only other tips that I have is try to have sidewalks. Try to and I made this mistake, but try to make your roads wider than this, so you can put like vehicles and stuff in there, because I made that mistake and I really regret it. I mean, like, a lot. I regret so much. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I could always use the support. I'm really thankful for the subscribers and the likes and the views I have, even though I just started. But if you subscribe and like my videos, thanks a lot. Peace.